As you were going online today, you might have noticed the constant loading symbol on some popular websites. It was part of a protest called Internet Slowdown Day. Several sites are opposed to an FCC proposal to create so-called Internet fast lanes. Our Mike Canine spoke to both sides in this debate.
Net neutrality is all about a free and open internet.
On dozens of websites, web surfers were warned all day Wednesday that so-called internet fast lanes would mean slower, inconsistent service. They're protesting proposed changes to net neutrality rules by the Federal Communications Commission that would allow broadband providers to charge high-traffic sites like Amazon and Netflix more for priority access to consumers.
When you go online, you should be able to go wherever you want, do whatever you want, download whatever you want, and it's not up to your phone company or your cable company to decide which websites are going to work and which won't.
Craig Aaron helped organize what was billed as Internet Slowdown Day. He believes startup websites, the next Google or Facebook, would be hurt by this proposal.
And the only people who would be allowed to access the fast lane would be the biggest companies who can afford to pay the most. That's never been the way the internet has worked. The beauty of the free and open internet is if you have a good idea, if you have a new product, you can compete with the biggest companies out there.
Well, fast lanes is a loaded term. You know, what I prefer to say is just say no to slow lanes.
Hal Singer, senior fellow at the Progressive Policy Institute, supports the FCC proposal.
Well, it's a political campaign. I mean, these guys on the other side are very effective at this game, right? They would like all of these priority delivery offerings to be available for free. Well, that's very convenient for them, right? I say, on the other hand, if you don't want the priority delivery offering, it's a free country. You can always decline it.
He says for the average small business or internet startup, there's no demand for such high speeds. Meanwhile, major telecom firms point out video traffic consumes enormous bandwidth and costs more. And they warn treating broadband like a utility would harm innovation.
We're going to freeze the current technology in place. And that's not good for anyone, particularly internet consumers, because we're going to keep coming up with new fancy applications that we want, and who knows what kind of speeds are going to be required to support those applications.
Protest organizers are directing supporters to send complaints to the White House, Congress, and the FCC. Already, the FCC reports a record 1.47 million public comments have been filed, and that surpasses the fury over Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction at the 2004 Super Bowl.
So when the FCC makes its decision in like December or something on these two different sections of the law, you know, people that support the regulate broadband like a utility can stand up and say, there's been more comments ever filed in the 80-year history of the FCC on this. How can you ignore 1.5 million people?
The FCC proposal could be changed before a final vote on the matter. The public comment period ends September 15th. That's Monday. Reporting in the Satellite Center, Mike Canine for Capitol Insider.